Just ahead on CTV News, a federal judge considers releasing Kilmar from jail. Plus, today kicks off the county's Stuff the Bus drive. And the Lake Arbor Jazz Festival is now in full swing. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for July 16th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Byron Scott. Thank you for joining us. Well, we are awaiting updates from a Tennessee courtroom as Kilmar Abrego Garcia could be released from federal custody today ahead of his human smuggling trial. The Trump administration has been vocal about their intentions of detaining and deporting Abrego Garcia if he's released from prison. Last week, a high-ranking official with ICE named Mexico and South Sudan as possible destinations. Stay with CTV News. We'll bring you the latest updates as they happen.
And leaders in Maryland are making it easier for residents to fill out applications for state benefits. Marylanders can now apply for benefits like SNAP, TANF, and WIC in a one-time application, meaning less paperwork and less trips to governmental offices for those in need. The governor stated that Maryland Thinks will also be renamed to Maryland Benefits to better reflect the vision for the state.
Because today truly marks a really important step for this state. Today actually marks a really important step for this country. Because it's right here and right now that Prince George's County and the state of Maryland is saying to everybody in our society, it's not just that we see you, but it's that we're here to not save you, but to remove the barriers that we have always intentionally put in your way. That now's the time. That we're being very clear that Maryland is going to double down on making government more accessible for all, and we are going to be unapologetic about it now. We will be unapologetic about it tomorrow. We will be unapologetic in the future as well.
The Maryland Benefits One app takes on average 28 minutes to complete.
And thousands of Maryland state employees just got a big offer, and it could shrink the state workforce fast. The Moore administration has rolled out a voluntary buyout plan that could slash $121 million in payroll costs. Eligible employees would receive $20,000 plus $3,000 for each year of service, along with 6 months of health benefits. Now, not everyone is eligible, meaning there's no guarantee of the application will be approved. The move follows a hiring freeze and marks a sharp turn for Governor Moore's original plan to rebuild the state workforce. The deadline to apply is August 4th.
And police are investigating a shooting that left one man dead along a busy roadway. Just after 8:20 p.m. on Saturday, officers responded to reports of a shooting in the 5100 block of Indian Head Highway. The victim, identified as 31-year-old Dion Thomas, was found suffering from a gunshot wound, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. Now, detectives are still working to identify a suspect and determine a motive. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Solvers at 1-866-411-TIPS, and a reward of up to $25,000 is being offered for information leading to an arrest and indictment in this case.
A funeral director found guilty of second-degree murder and reckless endangerment learns his fate in court. 50-year-old Wilson Chavez was sentenced to 35 years in prison for the death of 30-year-old Ronald Banks. In June of 2023, Chavez hosted a funeral at Washington National Service in Suitland where Banks was a pallbearer. Chavez got into a dispute with people from another funeral home, which led him to shoot Banks and grazing a woman. And a victory for Maryland's Attorney General. Anthony Brown has announced that Maryland will be excluded from a plan by the Trump administration to distribute machine gun conversion devices to communities across the country. Brown and a coalition of attorneys general sued to challenge the court's government's plan to make available devices that effectively turn semi-automatic weapons into machine guns. Known as forced reset triggers, the Bureau of the ATF has indicated it will not return RTFs into Maryland or any of the plaintiff states. The largest manufacturer of the devices has also agreed not to sell those devices in those jurisdictions. Brown says the victory protects Maryland families from the devastation the devices inflict on our communities.
And major changes are coming to Maryland's 650 corridor. Soon, pedestrians will start seeing improvements along New Hampshire Avenue from University Boulevard to Powder Mill Road. State and county officials broke ground on a $15 million pedestrian safety action plan project And the project will include new sidewalks, easier access to bus stops, among other changes to keep pedestrians and bicyclists safe.
We must ensure that all highway users, regardless of whether they're walking, biking, or driving, are able to coexist safely with our roadway system. Between 2018 and 2022, this stretch of roadway experienced 1,019 crashes, and 45 of those involved pedestrians. When developing the PSAT program, our team took a data-driven approach paired with the principles of context-driven to prioritize safety needs across the state.
On average, about 70,000 vehicles travel on that 6-lane road every day.
And federal workers living in Montgomery County are getting help from County Council. More than 4,000 residents have lost their jobs since January. The council voted yesterday to approve a bill that will give displaced workers preferential treatment for county job openings. The treatment for displaced federal workers will remain in effect through July 2027. Some 70,000 federal workers live in Montgomery County.
In big news on Capitol Hill, Senator Angela Alsobrooks is joining the fight against uterine fibroids. She's backing the You Fight Act, a bill that pushes for early screening, better treatments, and more research into a condition that affects millions, especially Black women. She made the announcement alongside Congresswoman Chantel Brown and Yvette Clarke, and Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o also joined the push. Here's what Senator Alsobrooks had to say.
0.03% of all research dollars in our country are spent researching fibroids, an epidemic among women. So we are here today because we have to be, because we're standing not only on behalf of the women, each of whom, if you talk here today, 4 out of 5 have suffered from this crisis, but we represent as well our daughters, at some point granddaughters and great-granddaughters, and we know that our grandmothers and great-grandmothers fought this same fight.
And lawmakers say the time for silence is over and it's time for action. You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Byron Scott. Still to come, should pastors be allowed to endorse political candidates?
Here's what one local pastor and the IRS has to say on the matter. We'll be right back.
When we have the food we need, we are at our best. We push further. We rise higher. We unlock our full potential. When we are at our best, we have more to offer the world around us. When we have the food we need, we make our communities stronger. Together, we can help everyone get the food they need to thrive. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We're with Bridget, whose husband won't be home for months, and whose daughter is due any day. We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family and yours. Thanks to your donations, we're with all service members and their families who need community, connection, and maybe a bit of magic. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Welcome back. Startling new numbers on student homelessness in Maryland and the funding cut on the way. The state has seen a 24% surge in homeless students over 6 years. More than 1,200 students in Prince George's County experienced housing instability last school year, with Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Montgomery among the hardest hit. Education officials cite rising rents and improved tracking of vulnerable students. But just as the need grows, funding is is falling. Federal support for homeless students dropped services drops 11%, cutting back help for transportation, supplies, and mental health.
And local law enforcement are searching for a man wanted for breaking into a College Park apartment and exposing himself. The incident occurred Sunday morning on the 8700 block of Baltimore Avenue. The victims say the man fled the apartment after they screamed. Both PGPD and University of Maryland police are investigating the issue, and anyone with information is asked to contact PGPD at 301-352-1200.
The Stuff the Bus school supply drive is back this summer. The initiative has been dedicated to serving the students in Prince George's County since 2018. Stuff the Bus has gained more donations and partners over the years, and officials are saying the next 30 days will be the biggest yet for the program. Several public schools, nonprofit organizations, and realtors are partnering up to serve Prince George's County. The initiative aims to take the pressure off families and to support students of all ages.
We're looking to address the need. We want to know what students need book bags, what students need supplies, and we're going directly to the source to do that. We're working with Prince George's County Public Schools. We want to find out where these supplies are needed most, and we want to make sure that they reach the students that need them the most.
And today was the initiative's first official day, and DBWT is hosting a Stuff the Bus Summer Palooza on July 30th, which will mark the halfway point of the program.
Well, a young author has released a book to inspire female empowerment in young women. Aria Banzel and her sister Tara released Roar to inspire young women during the COVID-19 pandemic. Tar, founder of the nonprofit Everyone's Library, spoke with CTV News about the inception of the book.
During COVID, my sister and I published a book together, so I illustrated this book, and it's called Roar. It's about female empowerment, and it's just a really nice, impactful book that I'm proud of personally, and we do put it in some of our libraries because it's really cool to spread the message out.
In other news, the county has reinstated its rain check rebate program for fiscal year 2026. The program allows property owners to receive rebates for installing 8 approved stormwater management practices. Those could include rain barrels, pavement removal, and green roofs. Under the program, property owners, businesses, and nonprofits can recover some of the costs of installing these systems. For more information, go to the website on your screen. And Montgomery County is cracking down on unlicensed for-profit house parties. County Council passed legislation yesterday that calls for fines for violators. Fines range from $25,000 to $15,000 in extreme cases. The bill is intended to target events which pose a threat to safety and do not comply with noise and zoning codes. Police say these events have led to parking and traffic issues in residential neighborhoods.
Montgomery County's gas-powered leaf blower ban is now in effect with $500 fines for violators. But Councilmember Gabe Albernaz wants an exception for landscapers. He's proposing a seasonal exemption from October to January, saying electric blowers are expensive, less effective, and the transition's been too fast. His bill would also scrap a rule encouraging residents to report violators with photos, saying it unfairly targets immigrant workers. County Executive Mark Elrich disagrees, calling the ban a step toward cleaner air and quieter neighborhoods. And should pastors be allowed to endorse political candidates from the pulpit? Well, one local pastor says yes, and now the IRS seems to agree. Reverend L.K. Floyd of Heart Changers Baptist Church in Silver Spring says silencing churches, especially black churches, on political issues is both dangerous and unfair. Now, in a proposed settlement, the IRS says churches can support candidates without losing their tax-exempt status, something that's been restricted under the 1954 Johnson Amendment. The agreement still needs a judge's approval, but experts say even without it, the IRS hasn't been enforcing that rule for years.
Inflation is up, consumer prices rising 2.7% in June from a year earlier. It poses problems for President Trump, who promised to immediately lower prices during the campaign. And despite the president's call to the Federal Reserve's lower short-term interest rates, the new numbers will likely heighten the Reserve's reluctance to cut rates. The uptick in inflation was driven by a range of higher prices, including gas and grocery prices. On CTV News.
It's Wednesday, so if you're looking for a new friend, stay tuned for our Pet of the Week.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is.
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you. Kids in the middle. What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Got one of these hanging on the wall? You're qualified. One of these? You're qualified too. Love a good checklist? Qualified. 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 Yep, qualified.
Because if you know how to put up anything in your home,
you're qualified to save lives by installing free smoke alarms in your community. Go to soundthealarm.org to find a volunteer event near you.
Welcome back. 5 nights of good music and fun get underway tonight when the curtain goes up on the popular Lake Arbor Jazz Festival. This is the 15th year of the festival, with festivities starting tonight at Wellspring Manor and Spa in Upper Marlboro. Performers this year include Peebo Bryson and Jonathan Butler. Other activities include a golf outing, an artist meet and greet, and a Sunday jazz brunch.
And people can expect 5 days of great R&B and classic jazz. So people will be surprised, pleasantly surprised at what they'll find this year at the Lake Arbor Jazz Festival. We decided to move the day festivals from Spirit Park National Harbor to the Gaylord. And so people will be able to come to the Gaylord in a safe, very, very convenient. The climate is going to be controlled with air conditioning, so they'll be able to have fun in the Gaylord as opposed to outside in the sun and the thunderstorms.
And again, events run tonight through Sunday. For more information and ticket prices, go to lakearborjazz.com.
Well, if you've attempted to buy concert tickets recently, you may have noticed the process isn't as easy as it used to be. Ticketmaster, the world's largest ticket seller, processes 500 million tickets each year in more than 30 countries. And not only is the cost of tickets a major gripe among fans, but accessibility to buying tickets has also become a major issue. SeatPick, a ticket comparison site, analyzed data for average ticket prices from this year's biggest touring acts. Bruno Mars ranked #1, with average tickets being around $254.
And DoorDash has just announced the expansion of its portable benefits program to Maryland. The pilot program began in May, but starting this month, Maryland Dashers will be offered benefits like retirement savings, insurance, and paid time off. DoorDash is using the financial technology platform Stride to help Dashers access the benefits most relevant to them. But not just any Dashers have access. It's for drivers who earned at least $1,000 before tips from April through June of this year and completed at least 100 deliveries from Maryland merchants.
And if you're looking for a way to stay cool this summer, Taco Bell is going all in on summer beverages. The restaurant is adding 6 new drink options to its menu that range from caffeinated energy boosts to frozen treats. A representative from Taco Bell says that younger customers are reaching for refreshing drinks as part of their lifestyle for energy or a sweet treat throughout the day. And the drink is part of a much larger strategy for the company to focus on beverage sales.
And not to be outdone, Chick-fil-A's Code MOVE campaign is back this summer. The third annual 3-week promotion offers free food rewards, exclusive merchandise, and entertainment to fans of all ages. Each Tuesday through August 4th, Chick-fil-A One members can complete interactive missions in the restaurant's app, and players who finish the weekly task can win a free food reward. The Cal Collection merchandise line is returning during this promotion period with reversible bucket hats and Eat More Chicken pickleball sets being some of the hard prizes. For more information, visit Chick-fil-A's website at chickfil-a.com.
All right, it's time to pause for our pet of the week, and this four-legged lady is brewing up some serious cuteness.
Meet Mocha, a 4-year-old red and white mastiff mix who's been stirring hearts since she arrived at the shelter last week. Animal services say Mocha has a latte love to give, knows sit and accepts treats with paw-like manners.
She was surrendered just due to her owner no longer having time for her. She's a very sweet girl, loves to be with people, and would just be a great family dog. Due to her age, she's fully grown. She may gain a little bit more weight, but for the most part, she's about the size she's going to be.
And if you're ready to espresso your love for Mocha or any of her furry friends, call Animal Services at 301-780-7200 or scan the QR code right there on the big, beautiful screen.
All right, still to come on CTV News.
Simon Buggs is here with our Wednesday sports page. Simon?
Stay right there, everyone, because coming right up, an update regarding the Commanders' move to RFK Stadium. Don't move.
This is my house. My parents helped build it. Now we don't get wet when it rains. I don't get too hot or too cold inside. And I don't have to worry when the winds blow. This is my house. This is my house. This is my house. This is my house. My house. My house. I can play with my sister. I can play with my brother. I can play with my mother, my father, my family. My family. My family. This is my house. This is my house. I can study. I can be safe with my family. This is my house. This is my house. This is my house. This is my house. My house. My house.
This is my house.
Visit Habitat.org to find out how you can help more families like mine have a safe, decent place to call home.
Wake up and clear the clutter. Send your old electronics packing. In Maryland, you can e-cycle through many manufacturers or through your county, and usually it's free. Visit mde.maryland.gov/e-cycling to find out how to recycle electronics in your county. mde.maryland.gov/e-cycling.
Our individual voices are powerful, but not everything has a voice. Let us be a voice to the voiceless, the caretakers our home deserves. If there's one thing we've learned, it's that when we all come together, the sky is the limit. It's time to speak up for nature.
All right, everyone, it's time for your Wednesday sports page. We begin with some Terp sports news as a former baseball player will get to live out his MLB dream as pitcher Kyle McCoy was selected by the Cincinnati Reds in the 8th round of the MLB draft recently. After an injury cut his freshman season short and forced him to sit out his entire sophomore campaign, the New Jersey native balled out in his junior season. In 2025 for the Terps, McCoy led the team in strikeouts and finished with a 6-3 record as a starter. He also recorded a 3.32 ERA and was third team all Big Ten. Congratulations, Kyle, and good luck in Cincy. Meantime, another former Terp and WNBA star, Alyssa Thomas, has been playing very well for the Phoenix Mercury. So well, in fact, that the six-time All-Star was named the Western Conference Player of the Week. This comes after the former first-round pick put up 29 points and 8 boards in the team's game against the Minnesota Lynx and a 17-point double-double in the team's matchup versus the Golden State Valkyries. The former three-time ACC Player of the Year played at College Park from 2010 to 2014. Moving on to some news from the gridiron, Commanders legend Art Monk will be getting his jersey retired this upcoming season. It's been a long time coming for the Hall of Famer, who is still the team's all-time leading receiver. The three-time Pro Bowler helped the Burgundy and Gold win 3 Super Bowl titles during his time with the team. Monk's number 81 jersey will be retired in the team's Week 9 matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. And sticking with Commanders news, the D.C. Council has missed the deadline to vote on the proposed redevelopment of the RFK Stadium site. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and the Burgundy and Gold were hoping for the deal to be approved yesterday. The council missing the deadline puts the future of the almost $4 billion project in jeopardy. The deal would have let the franchise build not only a new stadium, but also team offices and a parking garage at the RFK site. Bowser says there has been no talk of an extension on the deadline. And that wraps up your Wednesday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Simon. And now for our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight we'll have a chance of showers before 1 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow, the forecast calls for mostly sunny skies with a high of 95 and showers expected before 10 p.m. Friday, more rain on the way. It'll be mostly sunny with a high of 90. Saturday, partly sunny with a chance of storms after 2 p.m. of a high of 86 and a low temperature of 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
And for our community calendar, starting this Saturday, get the chance to meet your favorite female authors at the 2025 Write Women Book Fest. It features more than 100 authors, and we'll have live poetry, story times, and the chance to get books, merch, and prizes. The festival will be this Saturday and Sunday at the Bowie Comfort Inn and Conference Center. But for more information, visit the WriteWomenBookFest.org.
Okay, that's our news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Michaela Newton. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good night.
I received my master's and I started counseling in Deer Park, Pasadena, Texas, and was out playing basketball and had a real bad back injury. The physician gave me some painkillers and they worked beautifully. I mean, I was using those pills frequently. And at the same time, thinking that I was quote unquote functional, my wife starts saying to me, look, Robert, the pills are destroying our family. Can I stop real quick? Right. At that point, my wife decided that she needed to get away because the kids were growing up seeing an addicted father. I cried out and asked God to somehow deliver me from the substance abuse. I wanted to stop, but I couldn't. I ended up living on the street in an abandoned warehouse for 12 years. There happened to be a hole that had somehow been cut out. I would lay on that nasty mattress and I would look through that hole and I would ask, God, is this it? Where are you? Where are you? The ARC had saved my life. What the work therapy gave was structure. I felt like I was a part of something again. And now today, I am the intake coordinator where I have that opportunity to give back to others what the ARC gave so freely to me. Nothing is more powerful than that. So I've been clean now for about 10 years. The kids are back. The wife, we're the best friends now. The ARC helped restore everything that I thought I had lost forever.